Why weren't we ever told that multiple universes existed? Why wasn't it a part of our growing up? And why didn't we get to cognize that we exist in multiple dimensions? Today we get to bust some of the myths that are out there about what is this multiple universe understanding, and how come you didn't learn about it before, and what is it that we have to pick up as a lifestyle? Since the world is grasping and catching up to the understandings that are there in the Vedagamas about the truth of the multiple dimensions of the cosmos, what is the best way to move forward so that we can really have an experiential understanding and know how knowing all of this is a solution for the problems we're facing in our lives? Welcome to the Nithyananda Rudra Show. I'm Sri Rajananda, and today we're going to explore the multiple dimensions of the universe, but as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism from the source scriptures of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Let us begin the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyadiraksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamajalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Yes, this is known as a vakhyartha sadas. So everyone who is watching this are welcome to join in the discussion. The comments are open for anyone who wants to ask any question regarding the multiple universes, understanding the multidimensional nature of ourselves, and understanding even the states of our consciousness. How all of these come together so synchronously and come together in a way that we can all understand and use to come out of our day-to-day problems and use to also succeed and excel in our lives. So welcoming all of you to come to the comment section, give your thoughts or your clicks or your understandings or questions even on how we can make the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's revelations from the Vedagamas a reality in our lives. So yes, already two people are there. Janie Schilling and Petri are there. Nithyanandam, welcome. So let's start off by watching the clip by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In this clip, beautifully, Swamiji shares about the reasons why we never were told about the truth of the multiple universes.
Deep sleep, once in a while. Dream, 90% of the time. Waking state, the remaining 5-6%. That's all. Understand? Access to different states of consciousness makes you rich, even deep sleep. Every state of consciousness has its own richness to add to the self. Jiva. Jiva becomes more and more richer by having access to multiple states of consciousness. More states of consciousness access, better fuels available for you to reach the different dimensions of the universe. Listen, if you can get into only sleep and dream, you have the fuel only to go to Patala, means the demonic worlds. If you can access to Turiya, awakened states, and Turyatita, alive states, you get the fuel to travel to Kailasa. Understand? With kerosene, you cannot reach Mars. For Mars, you need a different fuel. Same way, To reach the higher planes, you need a different fuel, different consciousness need to be infused into your system. So the whole program, Mahasadashivoham, is to give you access to different states of consciousness. What the jiva can have access, individual self can access, making the individual self rich by giving access to different states of consciousness. And giving you the experience and access to different dimensions of the universe, planes of the universe. Please understand. The thought currents you cherish about the number of lives, number of planes matters. During your whole life, if you think you have only one life and this is the only plane, that is the worst punishment given to you. The biggest conspiracy done against humanity is not just cancer. Cancer is not a disease, it's a business. Diabetes is not disease, it is a business. Biggest scam on the planet Earth is not 2G or 3G. Money, concept of money is the biggest scam. Biggest violence is not Hitler killing millions, Mussolini killing millions and all that. Your non-vegetarian food. Your food is the biggest violence. Understand? Biggest conspiracy against humanity. All the conspiracy theories, understand, none of your conspiracies are bigger than what I am declaring. Teaching human beings there is only one life and one plane is the biggest conspiracy. If you don't know what is school or cinema theater, even if a school or cinema theater exists in the road you travel every day, you will never cognize it. How many of you have had this kind of experience in your life? Which you don't know, you don't cognize. Understand, when you leave your body, the route in which you are going to travel, if you are not already introduced about multiple lives and multiple planes, and if you have not cherished the thought current while you are in the body, you are in the danger of not recognizing any of this and getting stuck in your own body. Understand? Listen carefully. If you read Ramayana, you will read a story of Ahalya, where Indra takes the form of the Ahalya's husband and gets into physical relationship with the Ahalya, and the real husband comes back and curses Ahalya to become stone. Surely we will all be shocked. Why should the woman who is cheated should have curse? Understand, I am not justifying. In the modern day, not knowing about the multiple planes is not crime, because it is not a regular education. But in those days, knowing about multiple planes and multiple types of beings was our lifestyle. She can't afford to be ignorant about it. And listen, Whoever does not have awareness to know the multiple planes behaves very casually. They will be stuck inside their body like a stone for ages till an incarnation comes and liberates. That is precisely the reality, not curse. If you do not know the existence of multiple planes, you will be stuck in your body like a stone for ages. It is reality, not curse. The story has very deep meaning and very deep secret. Listen. If you have been taught about multiple planes and multiple lives, bless yourself. You are rich. I am not saying if you believe, I am not expecting you to believe. Your belief is too superficial. Even if you don't believe, if you have been taught and you are confused about it, that's enough. That is enough. See, if you have been taught there is something called school where kids go and study, and you don't believe, why will kids go and study? No, there is nothing called school. All right, they told me, I'll think about it. Even this much if you know, on the way if a school comes, you will try to enter in and explore what is going on. That is enough. People ask me, Swamiji, do you mean to say only Hindus are going to reach heaven? I don't make that kind of monopolizing statements. We do not monopolize, and we do not have this tradition of monopolizing. All I am trying to tell you is, if you are not introduced and comfortable to a concept, to an idea, you are not going to recognize it when it comes in front of you. I am not saying the doors of the Swarga will not be open for non-Hindus. I am only saying only Hindus will enter into it. I am not saying doors will not be open. I am only saying you need to be a Hindu to recognize the door. Deep sleep once in a while.
Yes, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has beautifully shared in this one clip about what is it that you need to know to be able to even comprehend that multiple universes exist, and you can travel them and you can experience multiple states of consciousness. The way you understand this is if you have had it in your life at all. And beautifully the questions are coming. Siri Tantuma is asking, Namaste, how can I get the fuel to reach Kailasha? So Kailasha, what we're describing as the highest space of oneness, where we feel the reality around us and ourselves are one and the same. And that is Maha Kailasa as described by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And it's not just as you see the reality as it is, you see something that is so profound that it is giving so much of life. You see literally so much of life positivity and strength around you. So that fuel, the way the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sharing, that fuel is the way to, you have to really look into the ideas that you had inside of yourself, and even understand that even knowing that you exist in multiple states of consciousness, even knowing that you that multiple dimensions of the cosmos exist, multiple planes exist, you will be able to have a few things immediately relieved from your life. And that is why you can even see that sometimes when you see those parts of the world where people they live understanding that they have multiple births, they have a more relaxed way about attending to their life, and their problems and sufferings are not so immediate. Rather, they know they are holding on to them. It is just a matter of when they decide to let go and when they decide to move on. That is one side. On the other side, you have the world where people think of only one life. This is where I have to do as much as I can, and if you miss one thing, you missed a relationship in your life, or lost a lot of money in your life, then you feel completely devastated because you feel you have missed out on making something happen. So the desperation to grab and have the maximum benefit and the best from the life, when you have this understanding that you only live once, where you have the understanding on the truth of the idea of multiple births, will heal parts of your compulsive behavior that makes you do the actions out of a greed or a desperation of missing things or a fear of not living fully. So that healing is also a part of being able to have the access to the doors that lead you to seeing and understanding the multiple universes or multiple dimensions of the cosmos or the multiple states of our own consciousness. So Janie is asking, what is the way to introduce this topic to others and support them to incorporate it? Thank you. So the way you can introduce this beautifully is give them the listening and the understanding of where they're at. Once you have that, expand their cognitions to cognize that they may not just be living this one life. If they go back and understand this one idea has been given to them from literally generations, and they're holding on to this way of existing so that you can grab and derive the most out of their life, it brings a lot of maybe what they're facing as anxiety or worries or too many thoughts per second, whatever they are able to, you're able to see they're struggling with as far as pain. You will be able to connect it with the understanding that they feel they are only having one existence, and after that it is a big unknown and a fear factor. But to give people the healing from these fears and to make them embrace maybe just an idea, hey, what if we think like this? This part of the world thinks like this. Hindus have an idea of thinking multiple births exist, and they are able to live such successful and healing lives. The lifestyle of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving as per the Hindu scriptures, is understanding you exist in multiple planes and your consequences of your actions affect the multiple planes as well. So your own self-destruction in this plane of your existence will affect the multiple planes, and as the example of the story of the Ahalya was given, once she missed on being chased to her goal in her life, once she missed that, she was literally became a stone of a consciousness stuck in one body, stuck in one way of understanding. What happens when you're grabbing and holding on to one kind of way of thinking? And to be relieved that you can think in another way, you can have another cognition, there are other possibilities, there is new multiple dimensions you can explore, heal yourself. Once you expand to this understanding, you'll have. And beautifully, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explains the example, analogy of if you are not even comprehending that in the world a movie theater or a school exists, then you will not even see it. It will not even come into your comprehension. And this is something that we even see when we, some more people are there, Nithyanandam, Ashish Rana, Nithyanandam, welcome, Mastrosh. Then there's a blind YT. Yes, so you're all asking, give me the mature mind. Can I open the third eye? Yes, these are all possibilities. And this is all just a lifestyle you can pick up. Once you have these things, you live with a sense of wonder that the child lives with, the innocence that with which they see the whole cosmos itself. That same sense of wonder you'll just be able to have. You're questioning everything, curious about everything. That is why we come back to when we open our eye and come back to the space of maturity. It is our immature onto our the world or about that is the mind. The mature consciousness is understanding it is consciousness. It is something powerful and something that can manifest more and more. That curiosity and way you attend to yourself and the truth of your existence as millions and millions of years, that can really expand us and give us the mature mind we see and give us the sight, the third eye, to be able to manifest what we want in our lives. So Janie is also sharing, yes, Ahalya's story explains of not about multiple planes. What lessons can be drawn from this story and how related to concept of multiple planes in spiritual? Know you exist in multiple planes. Once you know that you exist in different lokas, not just in this loka. So the truth that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we don't transfer exactly. We are, once we tap into you of bliss and raise ourselves to expand space consciousness, like Ashish Rana is explaining the state of the level of Tapoloka, where you have tapas and you experience it through unclutching. And yeah, if you have this understanding that you exist, you can exist in that a plane of absolute pure space of unclutching. Then you can understand that you can exist in a different reality altogether, with a beautiful way of looking at the world, and the world becomes something more like Paramashiva. It will not be something that is the usual fears or greeds that we see. Rather, we'll see the miracles that the world is. So that is the way we can understand. And Ashish is also asking, Maharaj, is it possible to experience Tapoloka through unclutching? The Tapoloka satsangs and the way we can connect to that is through the tapas. And beautifully, actually, the Supreme Point of Hinduism shares that when we come to the states of consciousness, like Turiya, we connect with the deeper layers of our own consciousness. When we come space tap, then we will be able to get there. And yes, unclutching is a technique that we can connect to us. Okay, Sony, welcome. How to meet Swamiji in a real. So right now we have the opportunity today even to be able to see Swamiji in the darshan, and it's a two-way video. You can ask your question in the two-way Parameshiva Home link from Swamiji, and you will be able to that is one of the beautiful things, and how Swamiji is making himself available. And right now you should be able to take this opportunity. And of course, the 9 Diksha, he will be able to see you and bless you as well. So that is, you can connect with Swami right now, and it is the best way and something you don't want to miss. So go to the Parameshiva Home link, scan the QR code, and go to the registration and find yourself in the darshan hall, seeing Swamiji for the darshan today evening as Sadashiva Murti. So one more clip, we can discuss more about the multiple planes of the.
Your understandings about the planes, about the number of lives matters. And I commit with you all on this Mahasadashivoham, I'll give you experience of multiple planes of the universe. Understand, it is my responsibility. I have happened to do this work. It is time. The truths of Sanatana Hindu Dharma comes out of book, and it is no more a museum, it is music. You would have seen movies, museums coming alive. You will see the real Hindu museum coming alive in Mahasadashiva. You would have seen museums coming alive. Imagine, really Hindu museums are going to come alive. It's going to be really real. Just imagine the 1,000-pillar hall of Meenakshi temple coming to life, and all the gods and goddesses walking out of the pillar and All right. More than this, it may really look like storytelling. Let me lead you to initiation. Now it's time. All of them have to come alive and give you darshan. Tell humanity, larger than what you know about life exists. Just the fellows who found the sea route are trying to claim they've discovered the country. Columbus did not discover countries. He discovered sea route for countries. Even the fellows who discovered sea routes are claiming they have discovered the countries. But I am not going to claim anything. I am only saying the route exists. I am operating it, restarting it after a long time. Yesterday the first trip was started really successfully with Mahaganapati's grace. Giving access, experience to you about these multiple planes of existence is important. It will help you to enrich this life and plan for your next lives without a cultural shock. Understand, integrity is not useless moral. It is a currency you yearn for Kailasa. All these are not some make-up. All this will not give you cultural shock when you have this transition into Kailasa. Whether it is a food style, dress style, or the thinking style of Agama. It's a practice of Kailasa brought to you so you will not have a cultural shock, you will have a smooth transition. Understand? I am not too otherworldly. I am preparing all of you where longer time you are going to spend, where the deeper frequency you are going to experience. Introducing, giving access experientially to the multiple planes of existence is not otherworldly lifestyle. I tell you, for example, if you have access to the planets, there are some planets full of diamond. If you start the transportation, the life here will become more rich, that's all. Same way, there are other planes where full of powers available. The higher consciousness is available. So when you have access, it is just like earning in foreign currency, US dollar, and converting it in local currency. That higher consciousness can be converted into multiple powers here. Understand? Access to multiple planes strengthens and enriches your life here. I am not otherworldly. Please understand, I am not otherworldly. I am actually introducing other worlds and teaching you the science of benefiting from the sources available in the other world and enriching even this world. Humanity has suffered too much. It is time humanity looks back and rediscovers, reinvents, rejuvenates itself from the vision document of Sadashiva, Agama. Agama is the vision document of Sadashiva. Some of the stupid so-called historians are trying to analyze, in Agama, the silk saree is mentioned. In Agama, the metallurgic techniques are mentioned. Then it must have been written few hundred years before, after the silk saree and metallurgy was invented. There are many things written in Agama still not invented. Understand? You are understand?
Yes. We saw Swamiji share about how in the Agamas the most advanced understandings in technology is even there that still needs to be understood and brought out. It is time that we embrace the lifestyle that is going to give us all of this. Yes, it is the lifestyle itself that we can even understand and be able to comprehend any of these things that we're being presented. When you have the basic questions that are coming, how do we experience this different lokas? How do I open the third eye? How do I have unclutching as my reality? But this is a beautiful beginning. But when we live the lifestyle, properly detox ourselves through the various samyama in the various kriyas, do the yoga in the morning, and live the lifestyle of the beautiful temple ambience, and have the lifestyle of living with the Atmalinga, all of the things that Swamiji is telling us to do now. Everything.
Your understandings about the planes, I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. It is vision document. It is vision document. From the Agama, the metallurgy evolved. The Agama, silk weaving evolved. Document recorded after all this happened. It's a vision document revealed. So let's be very clear. Having access to multiple planes of consciousness enriches and strengthens your existence here. Not just powers or powerful cognitions. Understand? Powers and powerful cognitions are like whatever I brought, I am giving you. Access to multiple universe is you directly going and bringing what you want. Powers and powerful cognitions are like gifts and jewels I brought from Middle East and distributing, giving access to higher planes of consciousness is airlifting you and leaving you there in that mall and telling you, you take whatever you want, come for the next flight. It's all duty free, not under any government. From Kailasa to here, no duty, no tax. Understand? Giving access to multiple planes and consciousness, multiple planes of the universe. May look like too big claim. Maybe if you have an initiation and taste a glimpse, you will understand. Yesterday, many people were writing to me in the Facebook, Swamiji, I really feel I saw Ganapati. With closed eyes I saw, when I opened the eyes, I saw the same vision. Is it really vision? If you want to test, remember that same space and pray to him to remove some obstacles. You will see immediately it happens. Then you know it's a real vision. That's all. That's all. People who can test for taste are wise, others are otherwise. Test to taste. Leave the stupid fellows who are still struggling and worrying with about whether this candle is true, this photo is true, that video is true. Leave them. Let's go to Kailash. Let them die with the samsaya rakshasa. Understand? The worst rakshasa is samsaya rakshasa. The rakshasa of doubt. A devotee cries to Guru, anything is okay, but not samsaya on you. Best thing can come to a human being is an incarnation as Guru. Worst thing can come to him is samsaya rakshasa. Best thing is Guru, worst thing is Guru Samsaya. Samsaya Rakshasa Nasa Mahastram Yami Gurum Sharanam Bhava Vaidyam. People ask me, when we travel to multiple dimension, will it be physical or like a dream? It will be 10 times intense than physical. Literally you are depth out of physical. And experiences it much more intensely than physical, then settles into physical, which is dreamlike. More than dream, waking looks strong. More than waking, turiya will look strong. More than turiya, turiyatita will look strong. You will be at least experiencing 100 times intense than the physical. When you experience multiple dimensions, so you will treat this dimension like a dream. You will treat this dimension like a dream. Whole Mahasadashivoham is to introduce multiple states of consciousness, jiva, multiple dimensions of universe, jagat, multiple aspects of Sadashiva, Ishvara. When you have access to multiple states of consciousness, multiple dimensions of universe, you will just manifest multiple aspects of Sadashiva and multiple powers of Sadashiva. It may look like too much power is going to be brought to planet Earth. Will there be chaos? No. When Sadashiva ordains, he sustains. He knows the order. He knows to maintain the order of the cosmos. Only powerlessness leads to chaos. More powers and more consciousness leads to more. Macrocosm is micromanaged. Macrocosm is micromanaged. It will surely bring only more order. It will only surely bring more alignment, more tuning. I know what I am speaking looks like too much, but it is my responsibility to prove what I am claiming, because you guys did not experience all this for last few thousand years. So let me initiate. Let me open the doors. Let me give you the glimpse. That is the only thing I should do. Now, I'll initiate all of you, give you the access to the space of Kailasa. It is mission document.
Yes. Beautifully, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sharing that the Hindu books, the Hindu scriptures, are not something made for just some kind of visualization or verbalization. It is a vision document that can be used to be able to map our lives, map the whole cosmos, and map our possibilities. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism beautifully is also sharing how he is going to take the responsibility for us to experience it. That is the way that we experience him in the Paramashivam program. When you are with the Guru, he does the work. You may not understand or agree. It is like the beautiful story that Swamiji always tells, the lion and the cub, where the cub thinks because it grew up with sheep, it thinks that it is a sheep, and it's the lion. It feels connected. It feels the lion is actually him. There is more to him. Then the lion is something very attractive that he wants it to become like the lion. But he is identifying himself as a sheep continuously. And the way the Supreme Lion, the way that Swamiji always tells, is patient with the cub, gives the cub the understanding that it is not a sheep, it is a lion. The beautiful way it is taken care is the exact experience that we get. All of these truths and all of these understandings, we may not understand right now how they are important to us or why they would be relevant, but a simple trust needs to be instilled. When we instill the trust that this knowledge will liberate us from whatever nonsenses or whatever problems or sufferings that we are going through, that we feel that we are stuck in, all of these can be healed with the blessings and the initiation of Swamiji. It is through him, he will literally pull out from the depth of our consciousness and make it raise and make us understand we are something tremendously different. And that is the power of his blessing, darshan, and the Paramashivam program that is going on right now. The Paramashivam program is the 21-day program that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is now gracing every day in darshan, giving us the possibility of experiencing the multiple dimensions, the multiple planes of the cosmos. Today he is going to be giving the darshan as Sadashiva, the five-headed form of Paramashiva, who does the five functions of the universe, namely creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, putting into delusion, and liberation. These five are done by Paramashiva. That is an understanding of Paramashiva in our life, the Godel, the truth of what is existence. And it comes where God has a purpose. It comes to liberate us, to make us realize we are Him, we are consciousness itself. And that is the reality. And even the meaning of the word Paramashivoham means I am Paramashiva. I am in oneness with Him. I am the cosmos around me. Cognizing these and having these wonderful ideas is beautiful. But at a day-to-day level, holding on to the truth that this is the reality I want to live by, this is the reality I want as a reality for myself, is the devotion that cultivates when having Swamiji in our life. Beautifully, he left us in the last Paramashivoham, giving us the beautiful technique to live with the Atmalingas, live with the gods. And he's giving the opportunity again and again in the darshans to meet the gods, to connect with Him, and to travel the universes and raise your consciousness to the higher and higher levels. So when we practice the various techniques, or just live as Paramashiva and hold on to the Atmalingas in our lives and hold on to them as a part of Him itself, then we really have the possibility of traversing and moving into the multiple planes of the cosmos. So we have a few more points that people wanted to share. They're saying that Swamiji is sharing the difference between the two aspects. There are powers and powerful cognitions. Powerful cognitions is something we hold on to, yes, and cherish because they are given to us through the initiation. But as a result also, the powers themselves manifest as an action in our life. When we take these powerful cognitions and do action, powers and miracles manifest in our lives. Things that we think are extraordinary, not possible, start manifesting when we do actions based off these powerful cognitions. Like we are Paramashiva, we will manifest something as Paramashiva. And we see the world around us is responding in the same way. So this is the way we can understand powers and powerful cognitions. Yes. So with this beautiful understandings, we thank you all for coming for this beautiful discussion and vakhyarthas that we had on the multiple dimensions of the cosmos. Thank you all for joining us. We will end today's segment of Vakhyartha Sadas with the Purna Mantra. Before we end, a final invite to gather everyone and yourself to come to the Paramashivoham program, and especially don't miss the beautiful Nikhil is asking, please give me sannyasa. That is one of the beautiful steps you can take. Definitely, we would like to know if you want to have want to get in contact with us. We will comment and share with you our WhatsApp number at Nithyananda Rudras and learn how you can live the sannyas lifestyle right now. So Nikhil, beautiful that you are declaring such, and we are always there ready to help a brother who wants to take the sannyas lifestyle. So with this, inviting everyone to come to the Paramashivoham session, the Paramashivoham darshan that we're having, darshan of Swamiji tonight, the Sadashiva Murti. Thank you. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam.
Violent weekend across the country. There were several mass shootings, including 2 here in California.
Rate rises, inflation, the war in Ukraine and the end of COVID have created a unique set of financial challenges.
A recent HHS government health survey found that nearly half of young adults 18 to 25 had experienced either substance use or a mental health disorder during the height of the pandemic.
And visualize yourself as Sage Vashishta. Gaze to the nose, visualize Swamiji in your inner space, and perform the Mula Bandha as you do so.
Nithyanandam, everybody. We welcome each and every one of the viewers who are sitting with us from all over the world for today's yet another powerful session followed by the very special